Sarah Ellett is with us. She is the person I spoke about at some length yesterday. There was an article in Alternet about Sarah and her daughter, Remy, and her battle to save her daughter's life with medical marijuana, living in Utah, but being licensed to get medical marijuana for her daughter in Oregon until January 1st. Sarah, welcome to the program.
Hi, thank you, Tom.
Thanks for joining us. So, do you want to give us a snapshot of your story, first of all?
Oh, sure. Okay, so my daughter, Remy, she's almost 4 years old this March, and she was born with a cleft lip and palate. She was also born with very little, actually no pituitary function and many other subconditions. One of those primary subconditions is hypotonia, which has greatly affected her. That basically means she has very low muscle tone.
Okay, and what problems what problem was she having, and how was it or was it not solved by the use of this marijuana derivative that you were going to Utah to Oregon to get?
Okay, so Remy was really suffering with being able to progress developmentally, which included such things as, walking, talking, eating. She's fed through a G-tube. She was having a lot of emesis, which is vomiting, every day. And I was trying to help her to gain weight, and she just wasn't growing, hadn't grown in quite some time. I had heard a little bit about cannabis, and so I had started studying it for several months. And then after finally making the decision that it could possibly help my daughter, we decided to make our trip out to Portland to try it legally so that we wouldn't have to worry about any kind of a issue that way, because she is in the hospital quite a bit, and I knew that if anything happened, somebody could come back on me, and so I just wanted to make sure that we were legal about everything.
And how did it work?
Well, I was blown away. I thought that I would see something totally different than what I saw. Not only did she stop throwing up, she started walking, and then she started saying little words, and I was just blown away at just the things that she started to do. And then we were eating out at a lot of restaurants there because, we weren't home. And we would just have all our plates out, and she'd be sitting there with us, and she'd actually get mad. She'd want to grab stuff off of our plate, and so we'd give it to her, and she just would eat everything. And it was just mind-blowing just to be there and just have so many different things happen. I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah. I saw a cancer survivor going through chemo have the same experience, start using medical marijuana, and suddenly, instead of throwing up, she's hungry. And
I think Remy's always been hungry. I think she's always wanted to. I think she looks at us when we're eating and she wants to try it, but she just can't do it.
Yeah. So now Oregon stopped that program on January 1st, where out-of-state residents can come in and get medical marijuana, and you live in Utah. There is legislation working its way through the Utah legislature to make medical marijuana legal in Utah. Yesterday, I called the Republican majority leader. I'm forgetting his name. I don't have the paper in front of me.
Garland.
Yeah, and I said, because his cell phone number was listed on the state website, and I said, I don't think you want me giving out your cell phone number. He says, no, thank you. And I told him he might want to talk to the state about fixing that. And then I told him about your story, and that it was an alternate, and that I read it, and that I was wondering if he had yet had an opportunity to meet with your family. And he said, to the best of his knowledge, he hadn't, but he sounded quite open to the possibility. Have you had any communication with him? I
haven't heard from him yet.
You might want to try calling him.
I will. Apparently, I can get his cell phone number off of the internet.
That's right. You can, yes. if you just Google his name and Utah State, the state.senate.gov or whatever it is, Utah, that page comes up, and there it is. And
I'll look Ralph Okerlund up then.
Yeah, give him a shout, because he seems to be the guy standing in the way, and hopefully he can be the guy who could become your champion. I mean, this is long past being a partisan issue. I think more and more Republicans have people in their families who have medical conditions or cancer or whatever that can be helped, or can be or where medical marijuana can be an adjunctive therapy, as in with chemo. So what's up next for you, Sarah? We're talking with Sarah Ellett, the mom of Remy, who has used medical marijuana with absolutely amazing results. By the way, there is a GoFundMe page to help this over at GoFundMe.com/SweetSmallRemedy. So back to you, Sarah. What's up next? We have just a minute left.
Okay, so I'm actually going to be up at the state capitol during the legislative session. We won't be there a whole lot, but I do hope to let people get to know us, see my daughter, and maybe take a look at their opinions and see if there's anything that they could look at that would maybe change. Maybe they would want to actually help our family, help many other families, because I'm not the only one going through this. There's lots of caregivers that have sick children, sick people, sick adults, and we all really need this at this point. So I really want to step up and help with that.
Yeah, yeah, and the just once again for the record, when you try, and this was not the get high recreational pot. This was the high CBD therapeutic oil that they make out of marijuana that your daughter took, and the result was good.
The result was wonderful. I have a little girl that is actually acting like a normal 3-year-old. It's amazing. It's really happy time in our lives.
It really is. Sarah Ellett, I'm so glad for you so far, and let's see if we can make this thing work the whole way. Sarah, thanks so much for being with us today.
See you later.
Okay, do good. One mom's race to legalize medical cannabis in her state and potentially save her daughter's life is the title of the article over at Alternate. To watch more clips from our programs, hit the Watch More Videos button over here. And please be sure to hit the handy-dandy subscribe button so you'll always be up to date. Tag, you're it.